Hey everyone, welcome to SlipjointSawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Rough Rider knife. So just grab the box here and we'll have a quick look around that. So you can see it's part of the classic cinnamon bone stag, and this does sport the carbon steel blades. You can see it is Rough Rider with the RY spelling. You can see you've got this nice sort of stag background. Again, got the logo on the side there. Again, the classic cinnamon bone stag. You have the cancer and reproductive harm warning here, China the country of origin, and their sort of logo here with always high quality handmade pocket knives. And then from the side here you can see this is RR2424, and that being the Rough Rider Camp King in the cinnamon bone stag. Standard sort of box with a magnetic close on it. Comes wrapped in this sort of paper to keep it with its carbon steel blades, keep it nice and dry, and it's got that sort of foam insert there, holds the knife sort of securely in transit. Always sort of nice to see that when your packaging arrives in good quality, you know the knife's not going to be damaged inside. So we'll go ahead and grab the knife. So here it is. This is the cinnamon bone stag Camp King. You can see it's a really sort of chunky knife, but it's got that beautiful cinnamon bone stag on the side here with that black dye in the grooves. And you can sort of see the texture of that if I move it around. Really nice sort of transitions. This pin's always a little proud because it's deep into the sort of groove, but it's all been rounded off and it doesn't catch on anything. Got this nice black underliner here underneath the bone, sort of makes the bone pop. And then you have the lined and pinched bolsters on both ends. These are nickel silver with nickel silver pins. You can see it's a really sort of chunky knife. You see you've got brass liner, like a steel liner, back spring, steel liner, back spring, steel liner, brass liner. So it is a really sort of hefty camp knife, and you can see on the reverse as well, again that wonderful bone stag material. I do think Rough Rider do a fantastic job when they're doing this sort of budget bone. Even on any of their knives, the bone is fantastic. Can really sort of see, you know, the color transitions from the white into where it's burnt into that sort of caramel, sort of cinnamon color, and then this really nice deep dark dyed black bit in the middle. You see it does have a bail on there, sort of nicely free spinning this side. It does get a bit caught up at the top here, and you can see there is still some of the polishing gunk coming out when you move it. I've tried cleaning this out a good couple of times, but every single time I seem to move this, a new bit comes out of that little bail loop there. It doesn't really bother me that much. I'll just move that out of the way. So from the front of the knife, we'll take a look at the tools. You have this sort of can opener here, really sort of aggressive point on there. You know that's going to get the job done with when you're opening a can. You get a nice sort of purchase on it. You can really choke up on it, and because of the heft of the handle, it really does fill your hand and you feel sturdy using it. All the blades on this are the carbon steel. You can see you've got the Rough Rider tang stamp stamped in really nicely there. The match strike nail neck. The only sort of issue I'm having with this blade is it's nice into the half stop and into the close. There's nice snap, but when you get to the half stop, it's sort of lazy, that half. I've tried cleaning it out, I've oiled it, and whatever I've done, I think it might just be pinned a bit too tight. But it's still fully functional, so, and for the price you pay, you know, there's always going to be something that's not absolutely excellent, but we'll walk past that. As I've said many times before, Rough Rider knives, you know, they're a budget knife. There's going to be slight imperfections, but I do think this is a really good piece. Next up, we have, grab it out here, you have this cap lifter with a really sort of nice pry and large sort of flathead screwdriver on it. You can see you've got the mirror polish on there as well, and you can see sort of patina forming already because it is carbon steel blades. Again with the Rough Rider tang stamp and the match strike nail nick, and this one does have fantastic action. If I move this out of the way, it makes it a bit easier to get in and out. So nice snap on the close, and then really nice walk and talk on the open as well. Really sort of happy with that sort of blade. And then we'll take a look at the main sort of spear blade now. You see again that Rough Rider tang stamp, and you've got that match strike nail nick with the swedging at the top, very sort of subtle swedging, And I will say the grind on this is absolutely fantastic. Kind of hard to get it to focus with the mirror polish. You can see it's a little bit shallow there. Little tiny bit of blade rub here and there, but there is quite a few blades jammed in there. But it came absolutely razor sharp. I've stropped this a few times when I've been using it, but that's it. And the walk and talk on the blade is excellent. Would have preferred maybe a bit of a harder pull. I'd say this is like a 5.5, but it does have excellent action. Nice strong half stop, and nice snap on the open, and you can choke up on it, so there's enough room here to choke up that you're going to be able to lock that blade with your hand. So lovely action on the spear point blade there. And then on the reverse, you can see how this nice little cutout here to get to the next blade. And this is the sort of punch or awl, whatever you would call it. Again, nice action on that. Rough Ryder tang stamp. And there is like a sew-in hole there. Nail nick there at the top. I don't know if you guys see it as well, but that looks like a face to me. It kind of gives me the impression that it's like a fish. And you've got the eye here and the mouth here. It could just be me being an idiot, but let me know if you see it in the comments. And then we've got the punch side, this side, with a nice sort of edge on there. Not sharp enough that you're going to cut your finger on it, but sharp enough that you'll be able to pierce through things and, you know, make belt holes, things like that, pierce through leather. And again, nice snap on the open, nice snap into the half stop, and then nice close on that as well. And that little cutout there allows you to get into the nail nick without having to be raised up too high. Because if you think if it's got to be raised up here, you're going to have that point sticking out, whereas when it's all the way down there inside the scales. Really sort of hefty piece. So we'll take a look at some overall measurements now. So you can see without the bail, we are looking at an overall length of 1, 2, 3, 4.25. And then if you include that bail as well, it pretty much adds an inch to it. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.25. So it does make it a really sort of large knife for the UK market and anyone that has blade restrictions. We'll take a look at the length of the blade now. So you can see we have an overall blade length of 1 to just a hair over 3. I mean, you could probably argue that it's under 3. It could even be that I'm slightly over the mark. And there, but then the cutting edge is definitely way under. You've got 2.75 inch cutting edge. So I haven't got any concerns at all about that being a UK legal knife. This would be the sort of knife I would put if I was going out camping, or it would be in my sort of camp bag. It's a little bit on the chunky side for me to carry every day, as it does sort of really fill the pocket. I feel like it's more the one that you're going to want to put in your backpack, or maybe carry on your belt, even if you want to utilize using the bail, hang it on your rucksack, something like that. But overall, I'm really impressed with this knife. All the tools are excellent, and I love the carbon steel from Rough Ryder. I think they do a fantastic job with their carbon steel. Doesn't designate if it's T10 or not, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that it is. That's what they've used on previous Rough Ryder models. So I'll just grab all the tools out here so you can see. So we have the can opener, the owl and the sewing eye, the cap lifter slash pry or flathead screwdriver there, and then the nice long spear blade. So there you go, guys, that's my review of the Rough Ryder Camp King in the Cinnamon Bone Stag. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know, would you sort of carry this pattern? Is it something you would go ahead and buy? But I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out.